Let's go into open twins then. 758, Danny Boyd. Then number 30, Nick Heyman is back on the grid, ladies and gentlemen. 68, Craig LeGrand. 576, Edward Lloyd. Number 17, Guy Hyder. Number 16, Ken Casey. 33, Eric GoGo Gulbrarson. Front row, 98, Brendan Walsh. 37, Bud Anderson. 24, David Raff. And in pole position is Steve Metz on number 13, the Tiger bike. So those are all our riders for race number 4. What do you think, Vic?
Well, I saw GoGo with his bike leaning over in a way that suggests he's perhaps doing some clutch work and trying to save the oil on the bike much of yesterday to confirm that there were clutch plates all over. So I'm hoping that he's going to be running better now that he's got a shiny new clutch in there, or at least one that's in better condition than whatever he had before. Seems like Eric has a string of bad lucks at times, followed by a string of just incredibly good riding. So it's always good to see Gulbrarson out there giving it his go. From the second row, I could see him working his way up into maybe a second place by turn number 1, and then really giving Steve Metz a run for it. Steve Metz is just, I've seen him come so far as a rider from his early days when he first showed up to the track on a Ducati Monster out east. As we go up for the number 2 board, I don't see GoGo out there, so maybe that clutch was a little bit more of a problem than we thought. 1 board on its side. Green flag and we're racing. The whole shot's going to be the number 2. I believe that's going to be David Raff. Followed up very closely by Brendan Walsh and Steve Metz as they charge in turn number 1. And that whole shot is going to be Brendan Walsh. But look around the outside, a hard charging Tiger bike as they head into turn number 2. All the positions are switching from, oh my, look at that on the outside. I can't tell you what number is what, but we have 5 bikes trading real hard as the next wave gets launched. So looking back out at the twins, those guys are going at it. They're swapping partners more than square dancers as they're going back and forth. These riders are definitely going to put on a race for us. Alan, I'm looking at these open twins, and I'm thinking right now, this is going to be our closest race of the day.
Oh, look, there's a problem with that bike who was in second. He came out of 6 and just slowed right down and let the third place rider right past him and got back on the gas again. Well, I'm not sure what was happening there. I know it's a little bit warm out there, so hydro-locking might be a little bit of an issue with some of the riders and bikes out there. As our leaders come streaming across the top of turn 9. And our first place rider is not going to have it all his own way, because the second place is closing down as they come down the hill around 10 and into 11. We'll see a little bit closer as they come out of 11 and 12. Here they are. Is that? No, GoGo's not on there. That looks like GoGo's bike. But, is he there? Oh, he wasn't in his right place on the grid then, because he was supposed to be on the inside. Yeah, I didn't see him in that position on the grid. Okay, looks like Gulbrarson in front. He's up on the curbing. And is that David Raff right behind him coming by? Yes, it is. Dave Raff goes by Eric Gulbrarson as they come past start finish. Dave Raff into turn 1. GoGo's right behind him. Is that Jeff Tigger in first? Nice tight line there. It's unusual for the big bikes. Is it Steve Metz out in front? Okay, Steve Metz and Gulbrarson. And Dave Raff in third, ladies and gentlemen. My mistake. They were going so fast I couldn't read the numbers right. Gulbrarson right on the tail of Steve Metz as they go around turn 5 and into 6. Real tight. Let's see what's going to happen here. GoGo swings wide, takes a little bit of a wider line to open up that corner. With the wind blowing it so hard over there, you can really widen the line up and just swing your bike around. Keep it going. Steve Metz just open up a little bit of a gap as you go around 8. See what happens as you come over the hill. There you are. Still pretty much nose to tail. Maybe a couple of bike lengths in there, but GoGo can close that down pretty good. We'll see what Steve's like when he gets on the front straight, because he came flying by GoGo the last time. I don't think it was just the drive or the slipstream. It was just pure power. We've still got a good battle going on with our novices, or our open prods. GoGo's trying hard to keep Steve Metz honest there, keep him in sight, and there's a big gap to third, which is David Raff, and then another big gap to fourth and fifth. Oh, bikes all over the place as they come over the top of the hill in 9. We'll try and get you placing. There's Gulbrarson trying to get in the slipstream for Steve Metz, but Steve Metz just has way too much power for him. I don't think he's going to get him there at all. He's going to have to get him in one of the slower sections of the track, close that down, try and put a block pass in, I think. And we're looking for our leader in open production, which was Jason Lauritsen, but they got a lot of traffic. So we'll see what's happening with those guys once they come for a start finish. Trying to get a timing and scoring here. That looks like Jason Lauritsen right there on bike number 91, deep into the field for our open twins right now. He is flying out there. Try and find Greg McCullough, bike number 25. He's usually pretty close to Jason out there on track. And we still got a great battle as our leaders go into turn 6. GoGo just slightly behind Steve Metz. Steve Metz knows he's got a race on his hands right now. That Ducati is stretching out in front of the KTM RC8. Huge power, huge torque on those machines. And this is a horsepower track. You can really get them going, not like Sonoma, where it's more of a slower technical track. And GoGo's right in his tail as he come over the hill. Is he going to try and get him on the brakes in the 10? I don't think he's not close enough. Steve Metz out braking him in a 10. As we come around this time, I believe it will be cross flags for halfway. Waiting for them to come out of 13. There they are, Steve Metz just slightly in front of Gulbrarson. GoGo's got that hair in front of him now, so he is charging. But Metz just seems to have that edge on top end speed and the power delivery, and he's keeping him in front of that KTM at the moment. We're going to come out of 15. We'll see who gets a good drive. If GoGo can get a good drive here and stay right on Steve Metz's tail and get that slipstream effect. Again, there's Steve Metz just opening up a gap of 3 or 4 bike lengths as they come down the straight. And this is your first call for race number 5, 600 production, expert and novice. First call for race number 5. Cross flags are out.
Now, Alan, I'm seeing the wind is definitely playing a factor as these bikes come in the front straightaway. I just saw Brendan Walsh come by. I believe he's in about 4th place, and you can see the bike shaking in a bit of the gust there. So this is definitely having a huge factor out there. But people who don't seem to care about that. Look at Gulbrarson coming up on the back of Steve Metz as they head up into turn number 5. Out of 4, he got a great drive. He can't quite get down on the top of the hill, but Gulbrarson is just stalking Steve Metz now. It's almost like he's toying with him. And it is very close together. We're having some drama moments here as we're seeing that these bikes are coming extremely close together coming into 5A. These bikes are, the two of them, they're good friends. They race together. They have a lot of fun with each other. But out on the track, it's nothing's left not on the table. They come top of the hill. Gulbrarson got him going down to turn number 9 as he shot up. He not only got him, but he actually caused Steve Metz to have to get on the brakes a little bit as all of a sudden there's a big orange KTM where Steve Metz wants to be. Gulbrarson has taken over the overall lead and is now charging through 11, 12, 13 with Steve Metz hot on his tail. Out of 13, it's Gulbrarson, Metz. Let's see who has the power as they go under the Ferrari Silicon Valley Bridge. And it's Steve Metz with the power as they come into 14 side by side. Metz looks like he's going to have it again, but he might have had to go in too deep, which will allow Eric to pull a crossing pattern and retake the lead onto the front straightaway. It's Metz Gulbrarson, nose to tail as those cross flags come down. There's 2 laps to go. Gulbrarson does not have the power to get by him. He's going to have to look for another place where he can get him in front and try to build a bit of a gap because it looks like that Tiger bike just has a little bit too much power.
I'm really going to watch 5A, Vic, because last time Gulbrarson was a hair's breadth away from just touching the back of Steve Metz's bike, had to sit up just a little bit and then fall back again. And a beautiful pass on the top of 9. That's a very unusual place. I don't know if Steve Metz had a problem there, but GoGo went straight through, and we'll see if he does that again as he go up the hill in a 5. This is really close here. Fingers crossed this is not going to come to tears with anybody. But GoGo's right in his tail as he goes down the hill. Last time he had a great drive, had to sit up. There he goes, almost again. I don't know if GoGo's trying to get around and trying to block pass at a 6, but it's not happening. We've still got some great racing coming down the straight. 4 or 5 bikes battling it out. leaders are in at 8 right now, I think, so we're going to see what happens as they come over the hill in at 9. Last time, Gulbrarson put a fantastic pass on there. I'm not sure if Steve did. Oh, he almost tried it again. He has a much better line through 9 than Metz, and he's coming right up the inside. But Metz puts that powerful Ducati down the hill, opens up a couple of bike lanes before they go into 10, and it's all the same again as they come out of 12 and 13.
Alan, coming into turn number 10, Gulbrarson was all the way out onto the paint, exiting turn 10, and there's not really much in the way of curbing there. He was up riding the last little bit of it, trying to get every bit of drive he can to catch up to Steve Metz. Again, I'm going to have to say that KTM is down a little bit on power, not taking away from Steve Metz's riding at all, but it looks like he does have a little bit of power on Gulbrarson as they head in the start front straightaway. Gulbrarson all the way out onto the dragon's teeth as he's trying to get every bit of drive that he can coming out of these corners, charging into turn number 1. Steve Metz, Eric Gulbrarson, nose to tail, out of 1 into turn number 2. I'm thinking Gulbranson's going to try to get it done going into turn 5. That would be my best guess. He's going to come in wide in 3, set up a drive out of 3 through 4, and try to make a move in 5 so he can put a bit of a gap there. And here he is coming around the outside. He's side by side, but he's not going to, he's got too much real estate to go. The bike's moving and shaking. He slots in behind Metz and is getting ready to drive. And look at the drive he has heading up the hill, but he has to get on the brakes. He had to stop a little bit as Metz's bike, and he's got him on the outside, or the inside of 5. Now he's on the outside of 5A. They are side by side going through 5A. Gulbrarson is giving it everything he got, takes him into 6. That was the longest pass I've seen in a long time. It took from the top of 5 all the way to 6 to get that pass completed. And now he's got a little bit of a gap, 5 bike lengths ahead of Steve Metz, but Steve has the power as they head up over to 8 to 9. Eric Gulbranson's making a race of it, and here's some lap traffic. There's a rider coming out of 9 right now as the leaders are coming out over the top. Gulbrarson with that great line through turn number 9 has definitely got it, but Metz has this drive from 11, 12, 13 as they head into turn number 10. Gulbrarson eating up the track. There's a back marker at turn number 11. Coming on through 11, 12, 13. Gulbrarson leaving Metz by 2 bike lengths. Back marker coming out of 13. Eric and Steve coming out of 13. Heading up into 14. They're going to envelop this rider probably right between 14 and 15. Metz cannot catch Gulbrarson on the drive as they come over turn 15 for the final time. The white flag's flying, which means that is your second call. Onto the front straightaway, and they got the lap traffic there. They're working their way around. It's going to be a draft move. Gulbrarson, Metz, nose to tail. He pumps out of the draft side by side. Metz gets him at the line. Oh my God, he let off. I'm not sure he got it. Gulbrarson and Metz too close to call. I'm thinking if by my eyes it looked like Metz by about a valve stem, but that was some awfully close racing. What did your eyes tell you, Alan?
I thought Metz got it there, unfortunately. He had a great drive out there, and Gulbrarson, I mean, that pass from 5 all the way down through 5A into 6 was incredible. What great racing, and that kind of blocked Metz onto the back, but fantastic. Oh, we have something going wrong in turn 3. I hope that wasn't the leaders. Oh, is that Eric's bike? Oh, it looked like we had a little bit of a coming together, or something happened in turn 3 after the oh, that's so it looks like they went to congratulate each other and crashed. You know, it's not the thing you want to do when you're
That's no way to congratulate somebody. You want to push this off?
One of those things, huh?
Ah, you took my car out.
Running good today, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we're way under power compared to his bike, but can make up for it in other places, you know?
Yeah.
Felt good, but he was very unhappy about it.